go over to draft.
Already have a Mordekaiser ban coming in, actually. So definitely, you know, Team Solo Simp. Actually, it was Casually Reformed who took away the set there, and so that's definitely been a first ban against Blitzblades or against Hypoconic, pardon me, because that is just, if you play set or if your top laner plays set, you want to ban that away. I just think it's such a good first pick on blue side. So there goes the Nocturne as well as Wukong, a couple of flex picks coming in there, and Silas as well. Like a lot of solo lane targeting against Royal, you can see that TSS definitely wary of that. And Senna ban finally from Casually Reformed. So this ban phase, you know, it's kind of hard to tell against Team Solo Simp because they have been so versatile and so fluid in their drafts so far. So yeah, I'm interested to see what they go with for the blue side first pick. Dinsey, what would you take in this situation?
Well, there it is, Graves.
Yeah, there's the Graves.
Really, really strong jungler right now.
Totally. Yeah.
Definitely super top tier. So I think that's a really good first pick.
Yeah, I think Graves is really good. It's totally fine as a blind pick. I mean, you can go something like the Olaf into it. And, oh, there you go. There's the Olaf coming through. So now Soraka and Olaf, a pretty deadly combo in the mid game, where Soraka can just be constantly healing Olaf as he runs towards that backline. So I think that's a good answer there to the Graves.
And Soraka, we haven't seen Soraka much in the meta in this league. I don't know if I've seen her at all. Is that for sure a support pick, or can that be flexed anywhere? Can it still be flexed top, or has that been nerfed to shit?
No, it can go into solo lanes right now. It can even Soraka can play pretty much any role except jungle right now. Actually, if you believe LS, which I often tend to, although you know not every single time, but LS, the master of draft over at the Korean professional level there, loves Soraka. I think Soraka is just busted right now and only getting better. So you can see it anywhere. I'm assuming it's support because it only gets played in those solo lanes at a very, very high level generally. And it requires a lot of game knowledge to make it work. So I'm not expecting a solo lane Soraka, but it's definitely possible. Tristana Soraka up against Jinx Alistar is sort of an interesting dichotomy there, because Tristana would generally be the more aggressive AD carry, but of course Alistar the more aggressive support. So sort of a little bit of a mix and match there, and I'm not sure how that lane's going to go. But more bans coming through. Yeah, what's up, Dan?
Well, Tristana also has just like really great disengage against the Alistar, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So kind of, I feel like it feels like to me like they're gonna kind of negate each other, because even if Alistar does get the combo off, Tristana should be able to be healed by the Soraka and jump out of that situation if she needs to before she gets taken out.
Yeah, Tristana's a nice answer to this team in general because of that scaling range, where Jinx is so hard to outrange, but Tristana actually is one of the very few champions who does outrange Jinx by the end. So I like what Casually Reformed is doing so far here with, you know, sort of Olaf definitely gives a little bit of an early game insurance, where Olaf is ridiculous in the early game. So difficult to play against. And then Tristana, you know, fine, very good in lane, but so good in the late game with outranging the Alistar engage and outraging the Graves and Jinx here. So more bans coming through, almost all solo lane bans coming through for both teams here. As you saw, Vlad and Aatrox taken away by Casually Reformed. There's the Karthus pick, which, oh, very interesting. So Karthus is mostly seen in the jungle right now. Dins, would you assume this is, would you still assume this is Olaf jungle, or would you say that now Olaf's probably going top here?
I'm thinking Olaf is top. I know there's a lot of top laners that like to play him top.
Yeah. Yeah, especially in this league, we've seen a whole bunch of it, and it seems to be totally fine as a blind pick. And Karthus, you really don't see him much of anywhere except the jungle right now. Very, very strong in the jungle here. And there's Kled coming up, so I'm okay with Olaf into Kled if I'm Casually Reformed. Viktor also came in as the mid lane pick. That's going to be blind. And yeah, we'll see, unless if it indeed is Karthus mid, but very, very unlikely there. So yeah, the last pick, a lot of benefit coming in from Casually Reformed, as both solo laners from TSS had to be blind picked. So yeah, we'll see.
They could have just been flexing that Karthus Olaf, waiting to see the Kled.
Yeah, Yeah, exactly.
If you want to pick something else or keep the Olaf top.
Yeah, that's exactly the kind of stuff. Okay, so Morgana. Okay, so it could be Soraka in a solo lane here. It could easily be Morgana mid, but this is a very, very interesting draft from Casually Reformed, and we're gonna have to, when we get into game, we're gonna have to see.
All right, here's my hot take.
Yeah, go.
Soraka top, Morgana support, Karthus mid.
That's what you think it. That's what you think it is. Okay, okay. I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go Soraka top, Morgana mid. No, wait, that doesn't work. Soraka top.
Maybe Karthus support?
I don't think so. I think it's going to be Karthus jungle, Olaf top, Soraka support, and Morgana mid. But Soraka mid could totally work against Viktor. I'll say that. I think it's one of those two, either Soraka mid or Soraka support. But very, very interesting draft here. And yeah, I have no idea who's won this draft because we don't know where these picks are going.
Here's another hot take.
Okay.
Tristana jungle. Olaf mid, Soraka ADC, Karthus support, Morgana top.
Well, and Tristana can totally be mid as well. Okay. We're just gonna wait till the game starts. That's enough of that.
We're gonna be here all night just analyzing what we think Casually Reformed's team comp is gonna be. Before we get to the game, we're gonna take a quick break for to keep our competitive integrity. Before we do, I want to get your guys' predictions, which is gonna be difficult to do looking at this draft right now. Let's look at the whole game. Wes, who do you think is going to take the win tonight overall?
Are we predicting the series or game one?
You know what? Series first.
The series, right? Yeah. Series would score. Okay, so based on this draft right now, I'm giving it to Casually Reformed. I love what they've done in this draft. We're totally bamboozled here. So I think it's gonna be 2-1 Casually Reformed.
Dinsey, what do you think?
I don't know. I think I kind of like Casually Reformed, honestly. I'm going to go 2-0 Casually Reformed.
Oh, 2-0. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I think if Casually Reformed keeps banning out the Senna and shutting down Team Solo Sim's bot lane, I think they can take it as well. So I'm going to go 2-1 for Casually Reformed as well, which is crazy because these teams are so close.
Oh, man.
They're so competitive with each other.
From here.
It really could. We're going to go on our break. Thank you to our sponsors, Red Bull, Inland AV, and No Frills. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Okay, and I believe we are back. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for bearing with us, as it looks like we do have actually Royal on the Karthus mid, and that apparently was some sort of a mispick. Morgana has transformed into Leona for Zero Urge in the bot lane there. So that is going to be Olaf in the jungle, and it is going to be Soraka top. So yeah, a very interesting... Very, very interesting development here, but I like that they're going Soraka top. I like that Sean is pulling that out because that's it is just so strong right now. And I think that if he plays it correctly, Blitzblaze is going to have a pretty tough time here.
Now that Leona is, wouldn't have made it that much less confusing, a little bit less confusing as to what they were doing. I also want to point out that the duck was there. I hope you all saw the duck. I get so excited when I see that duck.
They never see it.
Wes never sees it. We play together. I'm like, Wes, the duck is here, and he never sees it. Man,
I don't remember. It's been years since I saw the duck, folks. So but yeah, we do see some interesting matchups coming in here. The other thing, the thing to think about is Viktor. I think it's like quite a bit stronger in lane than Karthus. I don't see Karthus as that strong in lane, even with that spammable Q. So we'll see if that sort of advantage can be taken there. Karthus, of course, the strength is the global from the mid lane there. So yeah, definitely going to see how that mid lane matchup, which is our players to watch, how that kind of breaks down here. And we do see double teleport on both sides coming in. That's teleport on Soraka as well, more so for the lane phase, as Soraka can be killed in lane if you get, a bear trap on a rope on her from the Kled. The Kled pick is nice. It's so good for this sort of comp that wants to engage, that wants to run at you with the Viktor and Alistar there. So definitely Kled work. Kled fits nicely in. And after seeing the positions, hang on, here's an Ignite going down, and Grim does escape. But after seeing the positions they're playing, I wish I could change my prediction, because I don't care for the Soraka mid. I don't think. I would go for TSS if I had known that was or sorry, Karthus mid. I would have go for TSS if I knew that was Karthus mid.
I want to point out that this VirtualBoxs did start with an item. The last game that they played was the Fable, the legendary game.
Oh, wow, that's a while ago.
Right? He walked up as Nautilus without the starting item and didn't have it, didn't go back for like the first 3 or 4 minutes to go get it. So he got it. So TSS, you know, looking really strong to start.
Mm-hmm. Well, and TSS, if I'm not mistaken, won that game anyway. So
they did.
Definitely not.
So they're ahead right now. That's what's happening.
Yeah, the mental damage of no item not applied this time, but still a push coming through. It looks like potentially CR will be able to freeze that. And a little bit of meeting here in the jungle. You don't want to be the Graves in this situation. Hypoconic is not going to enjoy this trade unless if he keeps kiting pretty nicely there. His damage also goes down onto Royal, but you can see Hypoconic already having taken quite a bit of damage. And now with Soraka here to help, this is what's so scary about this combination. Soraka with Olaf, even in the very early game, it allows you to win trades you're just not supposed to win. And it can be so difficult to deal with.
And they're going to need things like that. We were talking about just on the break, the lack of... Oh, actually, sorry. No, this is different now because the Leona is in the game. There's a little bit more CC on the team.
Yes, actually. Yeah, it helps a lot.
It's lacking a little bit in CC comparatively to TSS, but yeah, really interested to see how that Soraka and Olaf work together.
Yeah, and this bot lane is much more standard now that we know there's no Morgana coming in, because you do have pretty much the same idea of scaling long range AD carries. Oh, hang on a sec. JaDe getting caught out. JaDe actually taking a whole bunch of damage, having to flash away. Now Royal's going to come in with the Q spam and a lot of damage as well, but JaDe now hit by the roam, and they are going to give that first blood away to Hypoconic, so VirtualBoxs' lovely roam there. Really good reaction time coming in with the flash, and Olaf will be set behind, which is exactly the opposite of what you want as JaDe in that situation. There, really wanted to get that early lead. An early lead on Graves always going to be very frightening.
What excellent team coordination by TSS there. You see the Viktor coming in to help his Graves, knowing, as Wes, you said, that the Graves does not want to fight that Olaf, so punish the Olaf for invading. Yep. And then the bot lane coming up so fast, the Olaf is at a disadvantage there. Leona, Tristana cannot get there as quick as the Alistar and Jinx just because of positioning. Really, really nicely done overall. Really, really nice team play.
Yeah, you want to be invading as that Olaf, but you just got to be really careful that the enemy team isn't tracking you. And in that case, Hypoconic tracked JaDe perfectly. Exactly what needed to be done there. Now VirtualBoxs is lying in wait here in the bush, but of course, Casually Reformed not going to fall for this, staying on the other side of the lane. And here you can already see, as we panned up to the top lane for a moment there, just the oppression of Soraka top. Dinzy, I don't know if you've had to deal with much Soraka top, not in this league, but in solo queue, surely you've run into it a time or two. It is just so terrible to play against.
Yeah, I've played against it in solo queue. Definitely my least favorite lane to play.
Yeah.
No matter who I'm playing, it is just the most annoying thing.
Well, that's the thing. Even if it's not that great a Soraka player, it's still so annoying because of just her kit is powerful no matter who's piloting it. So
right.
Yeah, against anyone, even a strong laner like Kled. You saw a really nice wave push come in there from Wheelie and VirtualBoxs. They might be able to... no, they are going to recall off of that, but yeah, really good wave control coming in. Already 13 CS differential. Very impressive, especially as VirtualBoxs was the one who roamed early on in the game. So definitely an advantage already coming in for Wheelie. The highest ranked player on this TSS team, and definitely they have been playing out of the bot lane in some of their more recent matches. Yeah, Soraka continuing to just wreck Blitzblades up here. Just so much damage. Blitzblades has no way to get in there, has no way to, to engage. What you kind of want is to go in on Soraka and get a kill on her, but now that ultimate available, so difficult to do anything Meanwhile, the mid lane has been pretty uneventful. We've barely even seen it on the directed cam here. Here's a Hex Flash actually coming in. VirtualBoxs is going to be able to hit Tristana up, but Tristana does manage to get away. Grim with holding his nerve there, and actually holding his flash, which is pretty impressive. No summoner spells at all used by Grim, even when he got quite low there. So well defended in that situation by Casual Reformed.
This is what I was talking about during the picks. It was that Tristana safety, right? The Alistar earlier in the game initiated on the Tristana. They chained it with the Jinx traps, which I didn't think about, which obviously holds him down for longer. VirtualBoxs burned the Ignite on that first one, didn't get a kill, decided not to do it this time, and honestly probably wouldn't have gotten a kill. It maybe got the heal out of Grim. But I don't know if they're just waiting on a couple more items to get that combo down and get a kill there. But really well held on all summoner spells, I would say, for both sides.
My guess is they're sort of, waiting for a similar engage to happen where they can make use of Wheelie's ultimate when it comes up. Because you would have easily secured the kill with the Jinx ultimate in that situation. So, you know that you can, make it happen. You can get really close. Here's actually a Revivination going in, but get it a little too far up in lane there is JaDe coming into the mid lane, and now once again Tristana jumping away. Will Zero Urge now be engaged on level 5? Still no ultimate available, and Jinx does. There's the flash coming in from Leona, and the ultimate will go down, but actually the ultimate coming in from Karthus may take VirtualBoxs. No, he uses his ultimate to defend against that, and a lot of cooldowns burned there, but still no kills.
Karthus with no AP in his build quite yet. Yes. That did almost no damage. I mean, obviously Alistar popped his ult as well. But I thought he was dead for sure, and it just did like this. It was like pink, just like kind of tinked him
very little. Actually, JaDe once again getting caught out, and is going to get taken down. Hypoconic manages to finish that one off as well. So here comes Zero Urge trying to run away. The teleport coming in though from Blitzblades. Zero Urge is taken down as well. That's 3-0 now for TSS, and catching out JaDe once again. JaDe just not able to avoid the detection of Hypoconic here. JaDe is really, they have his number the entire game, and so difficult as an Olaf to play against that, where you really want to be, well, you want them to be the ones who are afraid of you as opposed to the other way around, where Olaf has to be avoiding them. So the dragon will be secured off of those 2 kills, and that's already 2-0 for Graves with an assist as well. And once this Graves gets snowballing, you have to imagine even the Soraka may not be able to save this game.
I'm gonna make a hot take.
I can't wait.
Soraka's gonna carry the team fights.
Well, that's what it's intended to do, right? And so can you carry team fights against a fed Graves? That's what we're gonna find out here.
But the thing about Soraka top 2 is even if you beat her in lane, doesn't really mean a whole lot, because Soraka's just focused on team fights.
Yeah, and with somebody like an Olaf who's running in at you, even if the Olaf doesn't get fed at that point, it almost still doesn't make a difference, because Soraka with Olaf is so powerful. Meanwhile, an engage coming down here. Actually, Grim getting a lot of damage onto Wheelie, but Wheelie kiting back nicely. Pretty low HP, but now still able to auto attack, and VirtualBoxs is staying in there. But Grim flashes in, but still gets taken down. Wheelie with the heal coming in. Zero Urge now on the retreat, and will VirtualBoxs be able to get this knock up? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, VirtualBoxs does manage to use the headbutt, but doesn't manage to get the knock up. Ran out of mana there, so still a nice turnaround there coming in from TSS. Had held those summoner spells until then and managed to use them effectively. A nice try by Grim, but went in just a little too far. Meanwhile, here's JaDe coming in, going for the engage on Hypoconic, but you can see how fed that Graves is. Soraka heal coming in, but it's not going to be enough. Hypoconic taking down JaDe 1v1, and a fed Graves with actually a really early Executioner's calling by. This is exactly what you need to do against Soraka. I love that purchase there by Hypoconic. That won him that engagement.
And I think that's a pretty, Olaf is obviously, as you said, pretty strong in a duel early game. But at this point, you're already looking at a 2, before he got the kill, he was 2-0-1 on the Graves and up in farm, and has items on you. He doesn't even have boots. He just bought items. So, why would JaDe take that fight, would be my question.
So JaDe took it because of Soraka, because you saw it almost worked. If Graves hadn't had the Executioner's Calling there, JaDe still would have won that 1v1, even with the fed Graves. So that was a case of not looking at Hypoconic's items before going in and knowing that Soraka can bail you out in most situations. But yeah, you already see also Executioners bought by Blitzblades. This is a bit of a tax, but it's totally something that you're going to build eventually anyway, so you just get it a little early against a Soraka team. And yeah, the perfect adaptation. It's not that complicated, just buy the item, but that's exactly what they need to do here. And yeah, there you go, 5-0 for TSS. Now Revivination totally out of mana, but does flash away, and actually JaDe had to flash there as well. I'm not sure why JaDe flashed. I guess what was in the
storm.
Storm, but still, well, I'm not sure you needed to flash there, JaDe, but still, Rift Herald is summoned in the mid lane, going to get a few plates there and try to get this Karthus rolling. Now, I think Karthus definitely is another. I'll pause that as Grim does get engaged on, and the Zero Urge re-engaging onto Wheelie, but meanwhile, a fight in the mid lane. Royal going to be taken down here. Hypoconic is on a rampage, finishing off that kill as well, 4-0, as that fight in the bot lane did not result in any deaths at all. So just a lot of action all over the map, but still better and better plays coming in from TSS. Zero Urge now walking up, but just a bit of a back and forth here in the bot lane, as mid lane is now where the action is, and there's the knockup coming in, but Grim still managing to buffer, get that away. Wheelie coming in for the auto attacks, and the ignite goes down on Grim, but here's JaDe coming in from the side. VirtualBoxs has popped the ultimate, but will just get away just fine, I should say, as JaDe not able to make that dive work. And here's Hypoconic with the response, but the teleport coming into the bot lane to dissuade him from continuing, as that is going to allow Revivination to get a little bit of free farm here, maybe a push. No, actually, Revivination's going to head over towards that bot lane as well, maybe to protect against a potential tower dive here. Yeah, you can see so much damage already being done by Hypoconic there. Half the HP of a Karthus with Rod of Ages just from one combo there out of the graves.
I'm just looking at the CS numbers on these teams as Blitzblades goes in on
Hang on,
Soraka.
will he be able to take him down? Executioner's Calling, the ultimate comes down, but no, wait, the bear trap on the rope did land, but still, you can see how ridiculous it is to play against Soraka, even with Fed. Now Flash is in, really nice response there by Sean. Will Sean be able to return a kill? No, very low still, but now the Flash gone, and Royal actually getting taken down by Revivination, and really comes in with the ult from downtown, right in with the Jinx ultimate. Beautiful aim there, sniped out by Wheelie, and that is how you deal with the Soraka if I've ever seen it. Now VirtualBoxs is engaging, not giving us any time to breathe. JaDe taking so much damage already, and Wheelie now is getting excited here, going in on Zero Urge, but actually does have to back off. They're going to take the Dragon instead. The first turret going down now up there to Kled, off the back of a beautiful ultimate coming in from Wheelie, and TSS just firing on all cylinders here.
Man, I was going to talk about CS numbers, and then they were like, screw you, Darren. Man, this game just exploded.
Yeah, TSS really showing us why we maybe should be a little more careful about our predictions here, as playing this comp so well.
I was going to say, I meant to say 2-0 TSS.
Yeah. It's common mistake, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sure we just misheard. Now here's VirtualBoxs going in again. Now TSS is just owning this map. 3 kills going down plus a turret. There's going for the Olaf underneath the turret, but the wave will be cleared out by the dead Karthus. But still, double kill, 12-0 now coming in for TSS. Wheelie is now completely taking over this game after that ultimate went up onto Soraka. It seems like Wheelie just sort of took that as a huge confidence booster. And this Jinx is looking very, very scary. Now JaDe not even able to get into his own jungle. You can see all those camps cleared out. Many of those were cleared out by members of TSS. So still, yeah, now you've got 2 fed AD carries on the side of TSS, plus the support staff, an Alistar. You know, you can't ask for anything better than that. With a Viktor to poke them down, it just seems so difficult for Casually Reformed now to claw their way back into this game. You can see now Royal going in looking for any kind of farm, any kind of gold to gain, but just nothing left anymore.
Well, part of my prediction, or the main thing about my prediction, was that I saw the Senna ban go down against VirtualBoxs and Wheelie, because time and time again, Wheelie would play Scion or Vigar, and VirtualBoxs would go on that Senna, and they dominate on it, so they banned that. Now we see
Grim. Grim goes in and actually does get stunned. They were trying to take down the Viktor, but Viktor instead, to the Viktor goes the spoils there, as Revivination now going to get taken down though. Finally a kill on the board coming in for Casually Reformed. And, you know, Darren, I actually want to continue with your point, because it's a really good one, that finally we're seeing just a standard bot lane coming in from TSS.
And just dominating as well. I mean, yes, the Tristana was safe and was able to jump out of most of those engages, but got out-farmed so badly. This farm, they down half the farm.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Working on a Flame Horizon here as Wheelie, as now Blitzblades has taken down Royal. The Karthus ultimate still available, going to do very little damage, as only that Rod of Age is completed there on the Karthus. And 14-1 now coming in for TSS. The only kill is on that lonely Leona over there. Sun not shining too bright here for the side of Casually Reformed, as they will continue to completely take over the map. Now blue buff once again going to be taken here. It's going to go to Hypoconic. So yeah, TSS just, controlling every area of the map and every aspect of this game.
This is really feeling like what do you call it? A thank you next game here.
That's what my girl Ariana might call it that.
Right. Yeah. Really, I mean, honestly though, Casually Reformed at this point in their comms, they got to be, Dinzy, maybe you can speak to this. They've got to be just talking about, okay, what can we do next game? What did we do wrong this game? What can we fix next?
Yeah, I always wonder that, Dincy, because we do see, you've been on both sides of this, where you've been absolutely stomping a team, and then there's another game where it's like, well, this game is pretty much a foregone conclusion. So when you do get in that situation where you aren't able to, where you're like, it would take a miracle for us to win, and we're against Kimchi Boys, so they're not going to give us a miracle. You know what I mean? Like, what are the comms like in a series if it's the first game of a series? Are you talking about, no, we got to try to win until the end, or are you already discussing next game, sort of using it as a little like mini team meeting?
Yeah, we're honestly just talking about the next game.
Yeah.
Like we're still playing the game and like trying to do things. We don't take away from our gameplay. Like we'll say we have some free time, we start talking about what we need to fix, like, hey, we need to gank top more, or we need to do this more, and then maybe we might cut ourselves off because we're making a play, but we're still, for the most part, talking about what we need to draft next game, what kind of plays we need to make next game, things like that.
Yeah, and I think that's an efficient use of your time in that situation. I hope that's something Casually Reformed is doing here, because, 2 dragons down and Mountain Soul going to be available. It is just so dire for Casually Reformed here. As, once again, they are going to take that down. So, I'm hoping they're using that. We've seen Casually Reformed, come back in series already before in this game, and we have seen Casually Reformed pull out some really impressive performances, and we know that they can play to a slightly higher level than they've been playing here, even though TSS has done a good job. Casually Reformed is having an off game, and it's going to be up to their mental capacity and their mental fortitude to be able to come back in this series. Now the Baron, actually this could be a way back in if that steal does manage to come in, but you can see JaDe going around the side, and actually JaDe with the ultimate. Is he going to go? No, they do change their focus. Really, really well played there by TSS. Since they can't use crowd control, they just use damage to take the Olaf out of the equation. Now you see Wheelie actually are really, really fast off that Kled ultimate, and they are going to go in on Zero Urge. This could be the final fight here. Now Revivination has taken down Zero Urge, and the flash coming in from Blitzblades. Grim going to be killed as well. Double kill coming in from Revivination, and they are going to push through. No actually wave available, so these two players are kind of stuck inside. Those VirtualBoxs. No, he's going to take...
Oh, no!
He's going to take 2 tower hits, but even then the Karthus ultimate doesn't finish him off, as he died before the Karthus ultimate went down. So kind of a 400 IQ play coming in there from VirtualBoxs to deny the kill from the Karthus, as they do sacrifice the Alistar in order to let Revivination escape from the base there. Kind of an interesting little play. But Baron buff still on 4 members here of TSS, so they will likely use that to mount their final push.
What a true hero VirtualBoxs was there. As a support main, man, just it gets me right in my heart, man. Gets me right in the feels.
Yeah.
The attempted hero play of Olaf, JaDe, trying to go in and steal that Baron. I mean, like you said, maybe this is one of the only ways that they can get back in the game. Probably worth the risk.
You have to go for that. Yeah.
Wow, did he get melted? I mean, his items. He has a Phage, a Kindle Gem, level 1 boots, a piece of armor.
Yeah.
And you know, against
the items you can see on the side of TSS here, it is not going to do much. No defensive stats at all besides that one little cloth armor. So yeah, Olaf just a non-factor in this game, even with a really good draft, and I still do believe this was a really good draft on the side of Casually Reformed. I love the Soraka top against the Soraka top with the Olaf jungle. I think that's really can be so effective, and you could even see Blitzblades was having trouble in that lane. But, you know, when Wheelie starts to pop off like this and when Graves gets a couple of early kills, it's just so difficult, no matter what kind of composition you have, so difficult to come back from that. This turret going to come down. No interest in defending that one there from Casually Reformed, and they are going to continue pushing on to this top turret.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that the game started really turning once Graves got those early kills in the jungle. It really looked like to me that Olaf was going to win that fight, but it was just that rotation from VirtualBoxs that really saved that fight and caused it to go in their favor.
Yeah, so meanwhile, here's the engage coming in. A lot of damage going down. This is almost a foregone conclusion. So, look at that damage. That was ridiculous, the burst coming through. That is going to be the game. We'll let Dinsey continue his point because it's probably more relevant to our stream overall than telling you what's happening here. I think you know TSS is going to go up 1-0 in this series.
Good job, TSS. Yeah, I was going to say, I think that might have been an error on Olaf's part for invading and taking just a prolonged fight when the Alistar was going to be able to rotate faster than his bot laner.